Hey everyone, welcome to my presentation. This presentation is on sensitivity and specificity. So, these are the data which is to be calculated for a particular disease in a screening camps or any health camps for a particular disease among different group of people or any group of people or among any different population. So in this presentation we will mainly discuss about how to calculate the sensitivity and specificity. Okay, so what does it mean? Sensitivity is the calculation from which you can find out the percentage of people with disease positive, and even the test will be showing that the patient is actually having the disease, which means the proportion of people with disease or condition or any particular condition you are screening for, and the test has correctly identified it. And the specificity means the percentage of people with no disease and the test has been shown that the patient is having no disease or disease free. So it means the proportion of people without disease and the test has correctly identified it. So mainly to find out the sensitivity and specificity, you have to know how to make the table to find out the calculation or to find out the percentage of sensitivity and specificity. So let's learn how to make the table first, and then we'll proceed with the calculation by solving two questions. So here is the table. You can see here disease positive, disease negative, and total, test positive, test negative. So this A, in place of A we will be putting the numbers of people, which shows that the patient is having disease, and even the test shows that the patient is having the disease. Okay, which means which will depict the true positive number of people. Okay, and here in disease negative we will find out the false positive, which means the patient have no disease but the test shows that the patient is having disease. Okay? Now the total of test positive will be A plus B, and here now come to the C. So C will be depict false negative, which means the patient is having the disease but the test shows that the patient is not having any kind of disease, or not any kind of disease but the disease that you are searching for or for which you are finding this data. Okay, so the test positive, we can see the patient is having disease but the test shows it's negative, so it is false negative. And true negative is the patient having no disease and the test also shows that the patient is having no disease, so it means the total will be C plus D. And here total number of disease positive will be A plus C, total number of disease negative will be B plus D, and total will be overall A plus B plus C plus D. So to find out the sensitivity we have to use this calculation. So sensitivity is equals to true positive divided by true positive plus false negative. Okay, which means A divided by A plus C, and this will be giving us the sensitivity, which is the percentage of people with disease, and even the test shows that the patient is having the disease. Okay, and here comes the specificity. How to find out the specificity? By D divided by B plus D. Okay, which means true negative divided by false positive plus true negative, D by B plus D. Okay, and this, after doing this calculation, you will be finding out the specificity. Okay, now let's start doing this calculation. Here in this question it says that 200 patients were enrolled in a TBUT test for dry eye study. So the total number of patients or the people who came for the screening or who were screened were 200 patients, and this test is done for dry eye, and it uses the test TBUT test, which means tear breakup time. So if you are an optometry students or who belong to an optometry background, then obviously you will be able to understand the term TBUT, And if you are not from an optometry background, just know that TBUT is a type of test which is done for dry eye, and if the TBUT is very low or low, then it means the patient is having severe dry eye, and if the patient is having good or normal TBUT, then it means the patient is normal or the patient is not having dry eye. Okay? So here it says 200 patients were enrolled in the study, and out of which 100 of the patients were diagnosed with dry eye. Means the total number of patients with dry eye were 100. It means the other half will be how much? 100 will be without dry eye. Okay. So 80 of the patient with dry eye shows low TBUT. So if the patient is having, here it says that out of 100, 80 of the patient with dry eye shows low TBUT. Means that 80 of the patient is having the symptoms of dry eye, and even after doing the test, that is TBUT test, it shows that the patient is having, those people were having low TBUT, which means it will be true positive. Okay. And again it says 10 of the patient without dry eye also shows low TBUT, so it will come under false positive. Okay. Now let's try to make the table. Here you can see we have already got this value 80 as true positive, 10 as false positive, and 100 was the total number of patients with dry eye, and the total was 200 patients were screened. Right? So from here we got total number of dry eye patient was 100. So from these 6 values, 80, 10, 90, 200, 100 and 100, we can easily calculate the row of TBUT negative. How? By subtracting from this total value and by 100 minus 80 equals to 20. So this gives the value of false negative, and here 100 minus 10, 90 gives the value of, which is the value of true negative, right? And 200 minus 90 is equal to 110, which means A plus B 90, C plus D equals 110, A plus C 100, B plus D 100, 90 plus 110, 200. So from this table you can easily calculate the sensitivity and specificity, right? So to find out the sensitivity, what you have to do is A divided by A plus C, which is 80 divided by 80 plus 20, which means 80 by 100 equals to how much? 80%, right? So, and again come the specificity. How to find out the specificity is true negative divided by, which is D is the true negative, means 90 divided by true negative plus false positive, means 90 plus 10, 90 divided by 100 means 90%. Okay, so this is how it got the calculation of sensitivity and specificity. Now let's go to another calculation. So this calculation was a bit tricky, so most of my students didn't got the answers correctly, so I'll be solving here. Okay, so let's read the question first. A total of 374 people were tested in a clinic to determine urinary tract infection. So the total number of people who were screened was 374, out of which 16.09% of all people who have symptoms actually have UTI. So there are many people who are showing the symptoms of UTI, but among them only 16.09% of people actually have the UTI. Okay. At the end of the study, 192 positive test results were found. Means total number of positive tests were how much? 192. Okay, and 161, which is the total number of A plus B, is 192. Okay, I'll show you in the table in the next slides. And 161 of the negative tests actually didn't have UTI. So after doing the test, they find out that the patient 161 number of people shows that the patient, they were not having UTI and the test also shows negative. So now let's see how to make the table for this particular question. So this is numbers or values we got from here. 192 was the positive number of people we got, positive test positive or positive test results we got, and here was the total number of patients were screened, and 161 was the patient with no UTI, which means true negative. And you might be thinking now how I got the 60, right? So let's see, in the question it has been written that 16.09% who were actually having the symptoms have the UTI. Okay, now let's see here, 374 into 0.1609 equals to 60. So this is how I got the total of A plus C. Okay, means the total number of UTI patient were 60. Okay, so we have got this table now. So from these 4 values we will be easily finding the other values. Okay, let's see how. This was the older table. Let's see the final table here. Here you can see. Now let's see, from 374 and 192 you can easily find this value, right? 374 minus 192 will be 182. So here it gives the 182 value. Now let's see, okay, 374 here, 374 minus 60 will be giving this value, 314. Okay, and again let's see, 182 here, let's check here, 182 minus 161 will be giving this value. Okay, and again 160 minus 21 will be giving this value, and 314 minus 161 will be giving this value. So we have got all the values from the above table, right? So now let's find out the sensitivity and specificity. So now this is how you will be finding out the sensitivity. So in the previous slide you can see 39 is a true positive. 39 divided by 39 plus 21 will be giving us the sensitivity, and for specificity 161 divided by 153 plus 161 will be giving the specificity. Okay, now after doing this, 39 divided by 21 plus 39 equals to 60. So here 39 by 60 equals to, it gives 64.8%, and specificity 161 divided by 314 equals to 51.3%. So this is how I got the calculation for sensitivity and specificity. So here we come to the end of the presentation. I hope all of you understood. Thank you for watching this video.